Good morning and welcome to my on-video demand training on the Texas Home Learning Platform for ELAR. So this first part I'm going to talk about what Texas Home Learning is, and then the rest of the video will be about the particular offering that is relevant to your grade level. But to begin, Texas Home Learning is a program that, not like a digital program, but a program of software basically that was put together by TEA to help parents and teachers during the pandemic. It was basically just they contracted with a bunch of other, institutional or educational like technology platforms to get free resources for parents, but also for teachers. So pretty much all of these platforms that we're going to look at, and regardless of content, all have to do with like that they're complete curriculums, like beginning to end. So let's just go ahead and dive in. So you can stay and look around in here if you want to, but start by going to texashomelearning.org and then instructional materials, and we will say by subject. You can just type in texashomelearning.org up here. Additionally, you can click any of the links that I'm going to have today. They will be in the description below. All right, so here you can kind of roll around and see the different materials that they have for content levels. They have stuff for pre-K. They also have stuff for math, science, and reading language arts in both English and Spanish. At this time, getting into the math and science programs is pretty difficult because you have to sit through a waiting period, and I still haven't even gotten my confirmation, and it's been 2 weeks. But fortunately, the English stuff is accessible to pretty much anyone. So click it, it'll load, and then scroll down here and you can find the grade level that you're looking for. So if you are looking at K through 5, then your options are Amplify Texas, their elementary literacy program, K2 and 6-8 supplement. This is just a supplemental product that you can kind of stitch in and use for other stuff. There is a K2 skills unit. Grade 6 through 8 uses Amplify ELAR, which is, again, it's a whole content. And actually, this Amplify Texas for grades K5 is also an entire curriculum. That's what I meant to say, not content. But this, and this are both entire curriculums that you could use. But I'm going to show you how to get things out of it without replacing our curriculum, obviously. So anyway, 6 through 8 uses Amplify ELAR Texas. And then grades 9 through 12 use the Odell, Texas High School Literacy Program. And so the rest of the video is going to be looking at your particular piece relevant to your grade level. So let's dive in. Okay, so if you're watching this, it's because you are in the high school, grades 9 through 12, or you're looking at high school level material for differentiation purposes in the lower grades. So 9 through 12th grade is the only ELA Texas Home Learning platform that doesn't use Amplify. They use this Odell, Texas High School Literacy Program. So to get into it, obviously you start Texas Home Learning, instructional materials, subject, RLA, 9 through 12, and then here we go. And then just say register here. I'm already signed in, so it just logs me right in. I'll show you. I'll log in. That way you get the idea. You created an account. Just use your River Road stuff. It's fine. And then continue. Sorry, you can ignore the bells. Anyway, so the primary function for this for teachers is to have printable daily lesson plans. I'm not a huge fan of the interface, so I'm going to do my best to kind of show you how to get around and find what you're looking for. The other platforms available for the younger grades are really good for they have a lot of online options and stuff, and this does too, but I think this is really best for supplementing your current instruction. If you maybe have a lesson that you're not super fond of or something, this is very practical, very helpful for that. So I'm just going to start with grade 9 here. Just click in there. So all of their units in every grade are broken down this way. You have this foundation unit, and then they have develop units, and then they have application units. But if we're using this as a supplemental tool, then we're going to want to look first at where are all the standards listed, and where can we, find what standard is in what lesson is in what unit, et cetera, right? So basically, we're going to start by going to the very bottom here, and this is for every grade level. There's a year at a glance. We're going to click it. It's going to open up a Google Doc. And then it gives you like a 6 weeks curriculum framework. But again, remember, we already have a curriculum, so it's not like you need to replace that, right? This alignment is what we're looking for. Okay, so we're looking for this piece in particular. So this breaks down, the 5 units that it's got right here. And then it has these extension units, which are the photojournalism and application unit. It tells you what TEKS it's covering. So this is what we're looking for. So let's say I have, my students are really struggling, with, let's say 5H or something. Then I can just hit Control H, and I can look for 5.H. Oh, I said 0.6. Whoops, 5.H. Okay. So it's there. So I know everywhere in every one of these units there is 5H. So then what I can do is just go pick one of those units. Let's say the Book of Unknown Americans. That sounds interesting. So let's go look at that one. There it is. And then within each of these, you get an overview or a unit overview. They all have a culminating task. These are like, big projects kind of to do at the end of the unit. Text overviews that tell you about all the texts and stuff. And they're always like, as well as titles and authors are indicated in the unit text list. And we can look at that here in a minute. And then we're going to go to materials here. Unit alignment is what we're looking for. So we're going to click that, open it up. Yada, 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 yada. Okay. And then it will give us, for each section within each one of these, units or whatever, if I come back over here, each one of these sections, it breaks down the lesson, the goals, and then the TEKS that we were looking for. So over here, we were looking for 5H, so I'm just going to, again, Control F, 5.H. There we go. Okay, yeah. So respond orally or in writing with appropriate register, vocabulary, tone, and voice. Cool. So Section 3, Lesson 5, I can look at Section 3, Lesson 5, and I can figure out, okay, so we need this, these are the goals we're going for, these are the TEKS we're covering, and then if I, so that gives me my unit alignment. Now I know what I'm looking for. So now I can actually go look, Section 3, Lesson 5. Let's go see. Section 3. And Lesson 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I get all my activities right here. So I can click this. I can share this particular thing to the classroom. Because it's just this, and it gives you all the information you need alongside it. So this is our activity. I can go to lesson goals. This is what we're doing. I can go to texts, right? Now, this particular website frustrates me because they use a lot of things that they don't give you access to. But that said, there's plenty of ways to find things that you're looking for. Wink, wink. And then I can come in here and I can look at, the various materials it has. So this is just activity 1. I can switch to lesson. So I'm going to go back here to activity, look at this. Okay, great. Now I'm going to go to activity 2. We will revise the responses. Okay, great. Now I'm going to go to activity 3. We will edit for grammar and punctuation. Okay, great. And then I go on to the next lesson. So that particular lesson is just those 5 things, or just those 3 things. Sorry, looking at lesson 5. So you can do that for pretty much all of your standards. Again, this is something I consider to be very helpful in a supplemental sense. So let's say that, you're going into your poetry unit, and you just really don't know how to do poetry. Like, it's not your thing, which is fair. It's fair that poetry isn't your thing. Then we can go find that standard, right? Maybe drama's not your thing. So teaching Romeo and Juliet is not something you're super jazzed about. This is a whole unit on Romeo and Juliet, things to do, right? Culminating tasks. The text overview, materials, right? All different kinds of things for you to actually get to do with this particular unit, even if you don't know anything about it. So new teachers, if you're, struggling to find lessons or content, this is terrific. If maybe you've been teaching a while, you're really sick of the content you've been teaching with the Odyssey, then you've got access to that too. Again, if you have any questions or you can't figure out your way around this, just let me know, and I hope this is helpful.